Welcome back to Ladies of Another View, and I want to welcome back our guest, Melanie Collette. She's a member of Project 21, and which is a conservative Black leadership organization that is part of the National Center for Public Policy Research. You can go to their website at nationalcenter.org. There's so many good programs. Welcome back, Melanie.
Thank you.
So we've been talking about Claudia Gay, the president of Harvard, who was caught plagiarizing, but because she's Black, oh no, she just has to fix it. Then they find some more, oh, she's going to fix that too. But she actually plagiarized against Carol Swain, who is a Black woman who pulled herself up by her bootstraps, worked hard, has been a big success, has been on our show before. I mean, she's saying this isn't right, she plagiarized. But because she's a conservative Black, complaining about the liberal academia, it's not important.
Well, you have two parallel things going on here at the same time. As we mentioned during the break, that Claudine Gay has these connections with wealthy people. One of those people is President Barack Obama, who has been advocating for her to not get fired. So she's got the best of both worlds. She's got and this is what I just want to backtrack a little bit and say that this is what I said when President Obama was running for office. I said, it does not matter that that man is Black. What matters is that he is another wealthy politician. He's another politician with money who will get his way and move forward because he has money. At the end of the day, all that matters is the green. So in this situation, this president of Harvard has a double whammy, a double protection. She's got the protection that many Black folks will tell you that all white people have, having access to money and connections to protect them from their bad actions. And she's got the Teflon of being a Black woman. So she's got both of those things going on. And then the second part is, as far as her plagiarizing Dr. Swain, is that if a white woman were to have plagiarized Dr. Swain, it would be an entire problem, trust me. But they don't care because it was a Black woman against a Black woman, and a Black woman who's a conservative, so who cares? But so you have a ton of things going on. When I heard about President Obama advocating for this woman, I said, well, now that makes a whole heck of a lot of sense.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying before the break, you were talking about that you became a teacher and you said you weren't indoctrinated because you kind of got into it later in life. You weren't fresh out of, high school. Because I just recently seen a picture of kids that their high school senior picture, and then a year later when they were in college, they look like a totally different kid. So luckily, it's almost like you can't go to college right away until you got a good head on your shoulders. So what kind of indoctrination were they trying to do to you?
So they just tried to have these opinions they were teaching things as fact that were indeed opinions. And because I went to school later in life, I'd already formed my opinions and based on fact, not emotion, and not what the school had been telling me. So that was not going to be a thing for me. And I've always just been a bit of an independent thinker, a black sheep, if you will, who just very strongly had my own opinions, would like to do research and like to base my opinions on things like facts. So they would try to, they would tell us what good resources and bad sources were, but unfortunately for them, I already knew how to vet those things. I already understood how to read and didn't just listen to what they had to say. And it also happened when I switched from being in administration in school and being a teacher. They tried to teach all kinds of things like, hey, it's perfectly fine to use rap music to teach urban kids, aka black kids. It's okay for them to use Ebonics. As a matter of fact, we should stop being such white supremacists with this proper English thing and be accepting of all kinds of language. No, that is not how it works. And I had kind of battles with my education professors because I was like, that is not appropriate and it's offensive. How are they going to be CEOs at Apple if they're not going to speak the language that everyone else around the world speaks, which is generally proper English.
Right.
When are they going to learn
Right. You know,
if we
and
don't teach them?
you did an interview at one point where you talked about how black women talk about whites being racist, and then you look at so many black women that are married to white men. How do they navigate that? How does that look?
And listen, no shade. I'm Team Swirl, as they call it out here in the world today. My ex-husband's white. I have no problem. I have no issue with the interracial thing, but I do have an issue with, demonizing an entire race, and then you go home and be married to that person. Like, let's just be consistent. Or maybe all white men are not the devil. Maybe that could be a possibility. That's my only point. It's just very hypocritical for you to go out here demonizing a particular race, and then in your most intimate spaces, you are with that same person that you demonize in public. So I just think maybe they know that is actually BS.
It is crazy. Like
all.
you say, not all white men are the devil. Well, you know what? Who is being portrayed as the devil? Conservative blacks. So, this whole mix of they're very confused. What they say is up, is down, because you must be the recipient of oftentimes that you're the devil. You're the, what do they call it?
A self-hating racist.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There's
there
one
you
of the
go.
names. I was trying to think
A
of. Yeah.
self-hating racist. Oh, there are other names that are not, for family viewing or for family programs that I get called on social media. But I had students who found out that who I supported for president. And they said that I'm a racist and that you were self-hating racist and that you don't like your black students, was what I was told by one black student once. Why didn't I like my black students? Because I did crazy things, like required them to meet the mark, like said to them that you are a victor, not a victim. You actually can do this work.
Yeah.
I had crazy philosophies like that in my classroom. Thus, I was a racist.
Because you actually want them to succeed, and you want them to succeed on merit, and you want them to have that merit that they can succeed on, right? So,
That's
Melanie,
right.
thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for speaking out. We've had you on before, and I sure hope we have you on again. You're a great guest.
Indeed. Thank you. I appreciate it.